Hello, thanks for joining us for a quick tutorial on what radio reporting and ROI can mean for you and just how Analytic Owl can make a difference. I'm Dave Barnhart. I'm the Digital Marketing Manager with Manning Media. I just want to go ahead and share with you a little bit of information on how this tool, Analytic Owl, that we have at our disposal can make your radio schedule far more effective. So first of all, let's take a look at the response ratings that is generated through a report from Analytic Owl. What we actually do is that we provide a post-log report to Analytic Owl along with access from your Google Analytics, and we can identify within an 8-minute window traffic to your website after a commercial has been played. So the whole idea is that once your radio commercial plays, we can look at a time frame before and after about 8 minutes or so, and what sort of web traffic were you getting. And the whole idea is that we're able to go ahead and share with you the detail of just how the impact of the radio advertisement is on your web traffic. So from here, we can actually see that 101 total ad spots were played across 3 radio stations for a jewelry store. Now the measurement period we're looking at here is just 1 month, but we wanted to take a sample size that was large enough and in a concentrated time period to show you just what this could actually teach us. So from the summary insights, we can understand that the top day of the week for visits per airing, that's what VPA stands for, visits per airing, the top day of the week was Thursday, and the top day part was in the afternoon. From that, we're able to tell that nearly 21% share of the visits per airing came from 22% of the commercials. That's really important because this helps us develop a far better schedule when it comes to making sure that we've got the right impact for your share of voice and for your commercial as it's being delivered across the airwaves. Then when we're looking at the day part, it says 36.5% share of voice per airing came from 20% of the commercials, and they consider adding it's a recommendation to consider using more afternoon drive time because this day part performs so well with visits per airing. So when we have broadcast visits, we're looking at 233 broadcast visits to a specific URL, to the very specific Google Analytic recognized site for this particular jewelry store. The other thing that we can identify is the on-air and off-air visits. The whole idea here is to tell whether or not you're getting more visits to your website when you are on the air or when you are off the air. This clearly says 119% more on-air visits than off-air. Higher visits on days when commercials are aired, and this is 376% better than the jewelry industry average. So a local jeweler that we work with has been able to achieve a 376% better visits per airing than other jewelry stores in their category. And the average visits per airing of these 101 ads is 2.3. So the next opportunity for us to look at is the advertiser insights. This is telling us a little bit more about the advertiser. So the average airing, visits per airing is 2.3. We were able to recognize that 119% better on air than when off air. And the broadcast visits, you're getting 6.6% of all visits to the website are represented by those that were generated through what we feel were the advertiser airing a commercial on the radio station. Top day part again, afternoon. Top day is Thursday. We're able to go ahead and identify that on Thursdays, 3.1 visits per airing occur, and in the afternoon drive time, we can see that it's 3.5 visits per airing, and using a 30-second commercial, that's what generated the 2.3 visits per airing. So again, just breaking down the days of the week here, and then breaking down the day parts, and breaking down the overall spots and the total number of visits. There's a great deal of information that's being shared here for the advertiser directly. And again, the whole idea behind being analytical in the approach is that we can develop and build a far better radio schedule for this client in the future. Now, industry insights is something that we can look at to develop a really good schedule for a client going forward if they've never done radio before. But if we're also trying to make a comparison as to how well the client's radio schedule ran against the rest of the industry, we can see, that the off-air, on-air versus off-air is only 25%. You remember ours was 119%. The average traffic contribution is 12.8% across the industry for the jewelry industry. The best day part, according to the jewelry industry itself, is Tuesdays. So we would have to say that maybe for a jewelry store client in our market, we recognize that Thursday was a really good day. The industry says Tuesday. Let's build a schedule that is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And while this is recognizing that middays perform pretty well with 6 visits per airing for the industry as a whole, the idea is that we can actually say, well, afternoon drive time worked really well for our local jewelry store. Let's take and create a schedule that's going to include midday and afternoon. And then again, the 10.4 visits per airing is based on a 30-second ad, not so much on 15s, not so much on 60s, but a 30 is what really helps to generate a great deal of information, a great deal of visits per airing. So that's a quick look at Analytic Owl. And my name is Dave Barnhart. We hope this was helpful to you, and that if you'd like some more information, please be sure to visit our website, ManningMediaInc.com, and just click on the Contact Us button, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.